Hello, lovelies. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Come on down. How are you doing on day 2 of the sprint? Day 2. We got things happening. I'm really excited. I just am overjoyed with so many things that are happening. A couple things that I'm pretty disappointed about, but let's talk about it. Come on in. Who's here? Show up. Jenny Mason is in the house, people. Jenny is here. Thanks, Jenny, for showing up. So good to see you. Jenny is our community manager, and she makes sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed. Without Jenny, I would completely fall apart, I'm telling you. So appreciative. And Danny and Tina. We have a great team at Saving Dinner. And you know what? I'm not appreciative enough. I don't think so. I'm just saying, giving my appreciation every single day. I think that though. So there. Thanks, Jenny. You're wonderful. How is everyone today? Come on in. I see people, but I don't see comments. You're supposed to talk to me. You know how I talk to myself just incessantly otherwise. Oh, the weather is going to be beautiful today. It's going to be up to 75, they said. Vanessa's in the house. She said, awesome team. Tammy's in the house as well. Yay. Hi, Catherine. Come on in. Yes, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I'm sure I've got all the windows open. I'm sure I'm going to have pollen everywhere. I'm a little sniffly. That is regular, normal, seasonal allergies, y'all. And I am going to have a little bit of honey later on, even though we're on the sprint, because I have some Pisgah Forest honey, which is right in the middle of the Pisgah Forest. And honey is really amazing because it does help with allergies. It really does. Amy's in the house. So's Rhonda. Hi, guys. Come on in. You guys have been wonderful. And what a support. What a support you have. We have some amazing customers. Jenny just said that. We have amazing customers. You guys have been long-suffering with us and just so patient and so kind. And how much I appreciate that. You're just never, ever, ever going to know. I'm never going to be able to express myself fully enough. Catherine, Diane, good to see you guys. You know, isn't it wonderful? And isn't it sad on some occasions too? There's Hermine from Germany. Hi, Hermine. That a crisis has to bring us together like this. So we start to dig inside and we start to really get into all the things that, you know, we should be thankful for on a regular basis. And, you know, I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about all the things and how impactful this whole time has been. This morning I was telling Mark, I said, you know what? It has been a full month since I've left this house. A full month. I started getting a little bit like, hey, we're not going to the gym anymore, you know, and all of this. And he's been the one to go out, you know, he's been out a handful of times to go get groceries and such. And when he comes home, I mean, it's like, you know, full detox here. And he thinks I'm a little bit much, but I'd rather be cautious than sorry later. That's how I look at it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is that even though we're all here, you know, and I would really like to go outside. I can go outside, but you know what I mean? I'd really like to go do something, right? But you know what I've noticed is that as being in has forced me to face things that I need to be looking at. And the question that I asked on the beginning of this post is, do you need to grow up? And the reason I'm asking this is I was having a conversation, excuse me, you guys. I was having a conversation with somebody that didn't go well. And it was an interesting conversation, and I'm not going to get into the details of the whole thing. This is an old friend from way, way, way back when. And I noticed that there was some hiccups along the way and some stuff that I kept saying, what? How is this even part of the conversation? And anyway, so long story short, I started thinking about emotional intelligence. This is something that I had studied a little while back, and I felt it was like such an interesting thing. And I think this is a good topic for us as it relates to how are we doing? How are we doing in our homes with our families? And what's being brought to your forefront? What are you noticing about your own behavior, about your own being, about everything? We need to talk about that, because this, again, I say you this, as we are cocooning in, we have an opportunity to transform absolutely everything in our lives. And that's not to put on a whole bunch of additional pressure. We all have our own pressures and we all have our own concerns, this, that, and the other thing, for sure. But on the other hand, we also need to look at how we're handling ourselves. That's an important thing. We can't just say it's this guy and it's that guy, and I'm just sitting here regally on my throne, haven't made one single error. It's all them. It's not me. We have to look at all the stuff. And I say this, simply because I see the ability to just really blame shift and push back and say, hey, it's your fault. It happens. Today I got some very unfortunate news from our supplier. We have been in line waiting and waiting and waiting. This weekend, they got thousands of people whose their previous manufacturer wasn't able to help them, and they got all these orders that are for thousands of supplements. And we don't do thousands of supplements at a time, and they pushed us to the back of the line. And to say I was disappointed is an understatement. They promised us something, and they reneged. And I said, I have told people every single day to pray for you guys, for safety and for health. And I appreciated all you were doing for us. I appreciated everything. We've worked with them for months. And then we got this email. And I'm mentioning this because, first of all, not only am I severely disappointed, not only does it affect me, it affects you. But it's also, this is the time when you need to step up, even when it's hard, and you do right by the people, even the small people, because later on, this thing will be over and people are going to remember, People are going to be remembering this. And, I'm not, you guys don't even know who I'm talking about, but I have to tell you this because first of all, I want to get it off my chest. I just wrote the email. And second of all, I also want to show the lesson in this whole thing, that you don't do this to people, even if it's hard, even if it's tough, even if it's difficult. You don't push somebody aside because somebody else has a bigger order or somebody else has a bigger whatever, unless it's a life and death situation, of course. But that's not what happened here. Tay said she feels a little tender. Oh, honey, stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Yeah, your word is your bond. That's all you've got. It's your integrity. It's your integrity on display. Your integrity is everything. It's everything. And even when it's hard, and even if you're the guy that needs to go in at 3 o'clock in the morning and run this order by yourself, you do it because it's the right thing to do. You don't just say, sorry, we're not going to do it. They promised us it was going to ship on Friday. Promised. And then it didn't happen. Promised us everything was going to be running. All the powders that we have, Just Juice Veggies, L-glutamine, our vanilla perfect paleo protein, was going to run today on Tuesday. Not going to happen. Unless maybe he comes back. And maybe he comes back and says, you know what, you're right. I don't know. We will see. And I will let you know what he sees, what he says. But it brings me to this place of coming to this sincerely, Trisha's right, Integrity Tuesday. Coming to the place of being a woman of your word, emotionally intelligent, and doing what's right no matter what. Because if we bend in these times when it's difficult, and if we break our word like that when times are tough, what does that say about our character? What does that say about the kind of woman that we are? What does that say? I want you to understand this, that this is, full bloom. And by the way, you guys are signing up, and thank you. This is how you support us, by the way. This is how you support us. We're getting all of this crazy stuff, happening. I am not going to let that destroy me. I'm not. It's upsetting. It's a big part of our business, all those supplements, but I'm not going to let it destroy me. I'm not going to let it take me down. But I am going to say to you, I want you to sign up for Full Bloom, because I want you to be the kind of woman that you want to be. And this is what we've got going on. These are things that we do not only to support you, but to support this business and everybody who's in it. I don't do this by myself. You've got Jenny right here. We've got Danny, who's doing all the, pulling and pushing all the buttons to make sure the website stays up. We've got Tina doing customer service. We've got Mark doing all the distribution. And we're all in this together. This is supporting families, This is supporting families. And I'm going to tell you this right now, that everything that I've got, I lay out on the table for you. I give you as much stuff as I can, but I also run a business. My business is to show you some really good stuff that's going to help you nutritionally, that's going to help you in the kitchen, that's going to help you with mind, body, and soul. That's my whole thing. And one thing that I do know how to do, I know how to speak and I know how to write. And when I find stuff, the other thing is I get on fire about it. I get on fire. And Full Bloom right now has got me lit up. I cannot wait. It's coming up on April 18th. You can sign up for it. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom, and that will make you a part of this community. It's going to draw you in, and it's going to grow you. This is our legacy event. And what I mean by legacy is I'm not talking about what you're leaving behind, sister. Oh, heck no. I'm talking about who you are today, your legacy, your word, integrity. I'm talking about being the very best version of yourself. I'm talking about creating inside of yourself this unmovable thing, this integrity bubble, this beautiful self that's glorious. And I believe with all my heart that that's what we all want, because that is how we find our purpose. So savingdinner.com/bloom, you'll get all the information about it. All right? And right now we still have Fiber Mender. We still have chocolate perfect paleo protein and unflavored. Those ship free. Please order them. While we have them, order them. And you just put ships free in the little promo window when you check out, and off it goes. We take care of the shipping for you. And we appreciate you helping and supporting Saving Dinner, because that's on our list of things to do. Hi, Jenny. Welcome aboard. I'm so glad you're here. We have this, I pick a quote of the week, Jenny. I'm just going to talk to you and everybody else. But every week on Saturdays, I pick a new quote. This week, this is great. And this is where I need to move my bus, because right now I'm just a little peeved at these guys, not going to lie, for basically screwing us over. But the struggle ends, sorry, backwards again. But the struggle ends when the gratitude begins. That's Neale Donald Walsh. He wrote Conversations for God, lots of little books like that. The struggle ends when the gratitude begins. And I'm going to tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your patience. I'm grateful that at least I know what the heck is going on and why they keep pushing us back. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I will be grateful, and I'm sitting here trying not to cry. I am going to be grateful through the hardship of this whole thing, because gratitude is going to get me there, and it's going to get you there. It's going to get everybody there. Gratitude is the thing. Gratitude. Gratitude. We cannot overlook gratitude ever, because when we stop being grateful, we start being ungrateful. And when we start being ungrateful, then it's everyone's fault. And then it's all crappy, and we hate the world, and we hate ourselves, and the depression comes, and the this and the that. We can't do that. We can't do that. We need to stand strong. We need to stand in our power. We need to stand in the place of understanding that gratitude and love and integrity and all of the good stuff and all the goodness that's in our hearts, that's the stuff that matters. That. So I want to talk to you today about the emotional intelligence. A long time ago, this guy named Daniel Goleman, he's a psychologist, did this whole emotional IQ book thing. And it was interesting. It was about self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills, and empathy. And empathy got really brought into the forefront by Brené Brown. And if you've ever read any of her books, they're fabulous, and I highly recommend them. But empathy is having the ability to stand in somebody else's shoes and to feel what it feels like to be knocked down. And not just say, well, pick yourself up, just do this and just do that. And just offering a bunch of, placating, pull yourself up by your bootstraps BS. Sorry, ladies. It means that you can be in their shoes and you can feel what they're feeling. And you come alongside. You come alongside and you say, you know what? That's hard. I get it. It sucks. And I'm sorry. Even if you can't fix it, you're there for them and you love them. That's what I mean by loving someone up. That's what I mean. That empathy is in your big, beautiful self. We get to have that, but we don't develop it unless we do it. There is no motivation that comes for empathy. It's just understanding you're going to dismiss your knee-jerk reaction of wanting to advise them to death without them asking, and instead come alongside and be that person. You know where I really noticed my own lack of empathy was with my children, because I just wanted to say, well, you know what, I get this. I understand this. I see what's going on, but you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to do this. And being the parent, we get that. We've already been there and we lack empathy with our children. And how do you think that makes them feel? Pull on your empathetic stuff and jump in and try empathy first before you start lobbing out the advice, for heaven's sakes. We've been advised to death. We've been slapped upside the face and, oh yeah, I'm going to just pull myself all up. I can pull myself up by my bootstraps all day long. I had bootstrapped this business. I did it on a wing and a prayer. I bootstrapped everything. I've always been my own woman. I've had my own business since I was 25 years old. And I've always worked my tail off. I can promise you that. Sweat, tears, and blood. I have done it all. But I am telling you this, that having somebody stand next to me and say, it's all right. It's all going to work out. And I care about you, and that's enough. I didn't mean to get it like this. We have to recognize, though, with each other, that our emotional intelligence is something that's developable. It's not something that some people have it and some people don't. It's like some people have these different skills and what have you. It's not like that. It's like knowing and understanding that we can emotionally bloom, for lack of a better word. We can all emotionally bloom. We all get stressed out. Here I am, right in front of you, completely letting it go. But I'm not going to get stressed out and then hold it all in and then boom, explode and just, whatever. I grew up with that. I'm not going to do that. That kind of thing, that is not emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is saying, this is what's going on. It's being able to sort it out. It's being able to say, hey, this is what's going on. And it's kind of stressing me out a little bit. And it's okay to be stressed out. The worst thing somebody can, have you ever had this happen to you? You just say, gosh, this is really getting to me. Well, don't be stressed out. Come on. Who are you? You've got everything going right. And, it gets to the place where that's when you start to go into the comparison mode. It's a defense mechanism. And here's the thing. If somebody says to you, I'm really stressed out, this is what's going on, and you can see that they're emotionally pushed, pull out your empathy card and come alongside. For heaven's sakes, come alongside. I have 9 things for empathy. Golly, you guys. Whoa. I just pulled that down. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Jenny was saying, our new Jenny who just showed up, that she loves that I have no windows, no curtains, piles of stuff. Yep, you can see this is all my writing stuff, and I'd give you a whole tour. It's a mess, but I deal with a mess. So, all right, so let's go through this then. Let's go through this empathy thing, all right? Let's go through what it is to build emotional intelligence, because part of emotional intelligence this is how we grow up, right? This is how we leave behind the stuff that we need to leave behind, right? If we get stressed out, we need to not stuff it. We need to just say, this is what's going on. We need to have somebody that's safe to talk to like that and let everything kind of hang out there a little bit. Even if it's the cleansing thing to do. It is the cleansing thing to do. And then the other thing is you have to be you can't suck it up. You can't be this you can't be this person who doesn't say a word. If you don't say a word, no one can help. If I just came out here, you guys have been lovely, by the way. I've been reading your stuff, and thank you for the love. I receive it, man. I take it. Thank you. If you don't say a word and you just suck it up, there is going to be an implosion, maybe an explosion, but inside you're just it just hardens your heart. It gives you an ulcer. It ruins your health. And you don't think that people know that there's something going on inside? Have you ever been with somebody who's held a grudge and sulking and all of that? You wouldn't do that, would you? But sulking and holding a grudge and having the silent treatment and all of that, to that I say grow up. We're bigger than that. We're better than that. We're women of integrity. We can't do it. When we do those kind of things, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves. We hearken back to a childhood when we just didn't have the capability to handle it. So you have to say no to that. You have to jump out of that mode and say, I am no longer 6 years old. I'm no longer 8. I don't have to sulk. I don't have to do the silent treatment and put, my arms like this and say, that's it. So let's stop that. We can become the fully best version of ourselves ever when we make a decision that we're going to emotionally develop ourselves past all this old childhood stuff that comes in and ruins relationships. So, and the other thing is you can't walk around and say, well, no one understands me. And this is, this is because so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that, or I'm blame shifting. Well, I'm not blame shifting the supplement guy. I'm not, but I'm saying to him that you need to stand up. You need to be the man of your word. You need to not do this to me. And I told him I played the woman card business. Boy, did I play that. I said, I am a small woman-owned business. I have like 4 people who work for me. That's it. We're tiny. We're little. We work our butts off. You're putting us at jeopardy. Don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. Let's see what he comes back with, you know? The other thing is, we can't offend easily. I am not easily offended. But you know what? That offended me a lot, because that is like somebody coming into my house and robbing me in the middle of the night. That's what that's like. But to you, I say this, where you are with your family. You're in these 4 walls. You're dealing with day in, day out. You're going on a month 2, maybe. Are you going to be easily offended because somebody ate the last cashew? Are you going to be easily offended because somebody looked at you sideways? Are you? And we all have the ability to step back and to step into our own integrity, our own emotional intelligence, and the ability to say this no longer works for me because I'm aware of all of this and I want to develop myself to my utmost of my ability. Without emotional intelligence, we all, we're stuck. We're stuck at 8, 9 years old. And it's at 8, 9, 10 years old especially, where we start to become abstract thinkers, but not if we're stuck. But not if we're stuck in this whole thing. So don't be stuck. Instead, look at it and just analyze it. Our best tool ever is to, 1, is awareness, and 2 is to pull the plug of the emotion attached to it. Whenever we can do, and we do this, with eating stuff and we do this in Take Back Your Life and Hot Milk Club. We do this all the time because a lot of us are dealing with food addictions and what have you. But this is a tool that you can use for anything in your life. When you see something like you're getting too wrapped up in and whatever, you go through and emotionally unplug it, and then dissect it. This is where the logic comes in. This is where you can blueprint it. This is where you can plan it out. Okay, now what? What am I going to do? And I've already been thinking about that. I've got calls already into my old distributors, and I'm going to start pulling some favors. I am not going to be defeated by this. And I'm not going to be defeated. And in the same token, you don't have to be defeated by, you know what? If I said something that maybe you went, ooh, ouch, that hurt. Don't be defeated by that. Instead, go climb back, take a look at it, write it out, and start looking at how do I deal with this? How do I deal with I just have a trigger that I'm just, blame shifting, or that I can't, I can't take the truth. Remember that movie in The Firm? You can't handle the truth. Well, can you? We can't offend easily, especially right now. We can't put ourselves into the place of being sulkers and holding grudges and having a hair trigger kind of, whatever. We don't want to be hand wringers either. My mother was the ultimate hand wringer. And any time something happened, it's just like, I don't know how she ever lived to get into her 80s. I'm serious. That kind of stuff makes your blood pressure shoot up, and it puts your immune system on overload, and it messes up your cortisol. We have an obligation to our bodies to take care of it. And if we get emotionally just distraught with everything, that little thing that comes along, there goes our immune system too. I have some in my old computer, I have a whole thing on gut and immune health and about how your gut is your second brain. And it's fascinating. I did this, I think probably 2-3 years ago. And it's time to trot that right back out, because I think if you can understand how important your immune system is and your gut health, and how this whole emotional roller coaster and emotional IQ all plays into it, that awareness, I think, is going to be really key for your own understanding and really helpful. I'm going to look at that probably at the end of the month, doing something like that. And hopefully we'll have some supplements to help you out with it as well. But I'm going to be looking at that. We discussed that on Monday in our meeting. So I want to just say right now and conclude that You know, we've had a lot of people sign up to become supporters of Saving Dinner through Dinner Answers. That is our, you know, we've had this a core product. We help people get back to the dinner table. That's what we do. And I've been doing it since 2001. And to my great pleasure, this is what I do, you know, and I respect how everybody eats. If you eat food, I can help you out. I don't care how it is that you eat. If you're vegan on one side or paleo here or somewhere in between, we've got plans for you. And we have lowered the price to $7 a month because we call it pandemic pricing. The reason that we are doing this is because we want a lot of supporters. A lot of supporters is going to help with this whole thing. You know, you support us and we get to turn around and support you right back. That's it. Every Tuesday, we send out a new menu and you have access to our database and are able to customize it and make it exactly what it is, exactly what you want for your family, and get a custom menu, shopping list rather, sent to you as well. It's fantastic. And we've been doing this forever. And I just want to thank Debbie and Sarah and Rita, Susan, Carmen, Tanisha, Aaron, Joseph Simmons, Brenda, and who else did we have here? Felicia, Loretta, and Delilah. New ones just came in. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing to be supported like that. And I just can't even express my gratitude enough to say thank you for being a supporter. It's $7 a month. And for $7 a month, you are going to get complete support from us every single Tuesday. So if you consider that, go to savingdinner.com. It's right there on our front page. It's Dinner Answers, and it's the answer to what's for dinner. Also, Q&A is on Friday, don't forget. If you want to send in a question, send it to support@savingdinner.com. And you know what? You know what's going to happen? I'm going to answer your questions right here. Every day at 1 o'clock, I'm here. And that includes the weekends. I don't take a day off. I'm the Energizer Bunny, apparently. All right. I don't even know what I'm cooking today, except I have some chicken thawing, and it's going to be in a skillet. That's at 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. today. What else do I have to tell you? Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? Well, I didn't talk about the journal, but listen, if you want to find out about the journal, maybe I'll do a journal workshop too. Why not? I love the journal. That's savingdinner.com/journal. If you want to get a grip on what your goals are, what you want, do that. And I will see all of you. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, it's Take Back Your Life today at 2 p.m. So show up, you guys. Show up at 2 p.m. You who are in Take Back Your Life in our little Facebook group, because I've got some really good stuff for time blocking today. I'm excited about that. You guys are the best. I appreciate the fact that you show up, that you support me, that you are the best. You really are. You have absolutely no idea how much gratitude I have in my heart for you. So much gratitude and so much love. And if there's anything that I can do to support you on your journey, to help you to be all that you can possibly be, you just need to let me know, and I'm there for you. Okay? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I love you. Thanks for holding your hearts open like this for me. It means everything. Peace.